What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to Reality Pill. Today we are going to react to another Kevin Samuels video. Before we get into the video, make sure you guys like and subscribe.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Kevin. How are you?
I'm okay. And your first name is?
My name is Krishana.
Krishana. Okay.
Yes.
All right. You were here
I
earlier.
just had a couple.
You were here earlier.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was on earlier,
Okay, what
but
do you got
I
for
was
me?
having some technical. So, I was listening in, and I just had a couple of questions. So, a couple people introduced me to your channel, which I enjoy it. But I have some questions just on how you're correlating, like the Black woman separate from the Black man, meaning like, you know, as a Black woman, you're doing this, this, and this, and this, but wouldn't it have some type of similarity because she comes from the Black man as well? Like,
How old are
I
you?
had someone 31.
Who's responsible for your actions?
I am.
That's your answer.
Okay.
I mean, where do you work?
I work for a company based in Chicago, but
Okay,
I
so
live in
based in
Houston,
Chicago.
Texas.
So, but
Hmm.
they pay you a salary. They pay you, right?
Yes.
So they pay you to do a job. And you know how that and you know what the expectations are. If you don't do the
Hmm.
job, do you get paid? Long term?
Um,
Long term, would you get paid if you stop doing the job?
no, but I don't know if you understand my question. Because I guess when I had heard something when you said other groups. And so what I couldn't understand is that, as a Black woman, you're saying, okay, you Black women against these other groups, they got it right, but you didn't. So does that
Give me a
mean that
specific.
the
Okay,
Black
give me
man
a
can?
specific thing because I'm trying to understand what you're saying, but you can't speak to me in vague and then ask me to be specific. What are you specifically
Okay.
asking me?
I'm wondering, I'm wondering why, let's see. Are you I'm wondering two things. One of the things is when you said value system. I was listening to that and trying to really understand what you mean by that value system because I believe that that's different per person. So high value to me might be something different than someone else. Like to me, high value does not mean finances because I've met so many people with tons of finances and great
High value who,
success record.
ma'am? Men or women?
Men, men,
Okay,
men,
so
men.
are you telling me you can be a high value man and be homeless?
No.
Okay. What does the world mean when they say a man is of high value? Are they speaking about his character primarily?
No.
No,
Okay, you're saying
they're
okay.
speaking
So
primarily of his resources and his usefulness to the group.
okay.
Yes,
Yes.
that's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Okay. So, and then you mentioned something about Black women's behavior uh,
Mm-hmm.
being correlated or an extension of Black men's behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Were you raised with your father in the house?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
But my grandfather, yeah, but not my
Okay.
father, no.
No, ma'am. That's why I asked you who's responsible for your grown behavior. You are. But here's a question I have for
Mm-hmm.
you. As a 31-year-old Black female professional, why would anyone's behavior be someone else's fault?
It's not.
Okay,
You're
I
correct.
know, but that goes to a greater
Mm-hmm.
point. So often,
Mm-hmm.
Black women often deflect their individual accountability or responsibility to things outside of themselves. Colorism,
Okay.
racism, white
Mm-hmm.
supremacy, lack of father,
Mm-hmm.
this, that, da 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 da. But at the end of the day, you are responsible, meaning you, meaning Black women, meaning an individual is responsible for what they do.
Right.
All right. So if Black women are just as
Okay.
responsible as anybody else is for what they do, who is impacting Black women's inability to get the outcomes they want?
Okay.
That's a question.
Well,
If Black women are responsible like everybody else is on this planet, Who is responsible for individual black women not getting the outcomes that they want?
It would be an individual. It would be your responsibility to get your own outcome
So the
for what
answer
you
is
want.
the individual black woman is responsible for her choices and not getting what she wants.
Right.
Right. So we can get rid of the colorism and sexism and misogynoir and all this other kind of stuff, because a singularly competitive woman can get what she wants.
Okay.
Okay.
But you're still saying, under what you're saying, it still needs to be the black woman is still. It just, I don't know. I guess it feels like you're super harsh on the black woman,
Why?
and for me, it's like,
Why, man? Hold on. Why am I super harsh? I've just used your logic in everything I've asked you. You've came down and made a very logical decision. I'm responsible for what I do at work because they pay me. If I cease to do what I'm supposed to do, they'll get rid of me. I asked you, who's responsible for what you do? You said you are. How am I being any more harsh? How am I being harsh? Please explain.
well, I think perhaps it's just, I may not be able to explain it. Perhaps it could just be an emotion that's arising when you say that.
Oh, okay.
I've heard your video
Okay,
a
but
couple of
see,
times, and I don't know what it is.
but are we? But no, but see, you said I'm doing something, and then you said there's emotion. I'm not doing anything. I've just laid out exactly what I'm doing, and your logic is even lined up with it. So you're having an emotional response to the truth.
Right.
Okay, whose responsibility is that?
That would be my responsibility to control the emotion, because it's just your truth.
Are you familiar with Shahrazad Ali?
I actually, someone recently, yes, in some ways, not too much.
30 plus years ago, she wrote a book that basically is the black man's guide to dealing with the black woman. And in that book, she pretty much laid out that everybody's been put under a microscope in this world, in this country, except for black women. And she got so much pushback. That book that she wrote 30 some odd years ago is telling of where we are today. Here's the thing. Who can honestly tell black women the truth in this country?
I feel like,
go ahead.
I mean, I come to my own truths just by speaking to other people, and they tell me something, and I'm like, wow, I hear it twice, then I believe it's obviously an issue. So
but so had you not been able to get through to me, you would have gone around saying that I come down hard on black women.
Well, I was just more or less, when I just basically thought that you had a different thought process on what value meant, and it just didn't align with what I believe.
I am very clear. No, ma'am. I am very, very deliberate and clear when I put anything out. I provide definitions. I provide metaphors, similes. I am very clear and consistent. So if you're unclear, that's not because I have not been clear. But what I'm saying is, if you had not been able to get through to talk to me, you would have walked around with an erroneous belief about what I'm saying and what I mean. And
that's true.
If you talk to somebody, you would have shared that with them.
No, because I believe
you about watching my videos, or if they say, have you ever watched Kevin Samuel's channel? You'd have just said no.
Well, I would just say it didn't resonate with me 100%, but I've seen some great points.
My ultimate point is this: black men telling black women the truth offends you. It offends you. The truth of black men telling black women the truth is offensive. And many reasons it's offensive to you. One, because most black women believe you're above or superior to black men.
That's probably true. Because
Yeah, why? I've had women your age call to my show who are half my age, nowhere close to being as learned or as accomplished, talking to me as though I'm beneath them. And they know my bona fides. Do you see that happening anywhere else? Or was that a black phenomena?
But if it's something that's happening throughout,
do you see that happening? Do you see that? Okay, I asked, do you see it happening anywhere else? Do you?
I don't. So I must be honest with you. I filter my information to simply focus on the black community.
Okay.
So no, I don't see that happening anywhere else. But I'm not comparing us to any other people. So
if you're going to say if it's happening somewhere else, where else is the else?
Some other platforms that I listen to or look at.
Okay. What platform do you ever hear Black women engaging with Black men in a respectful place where Black men are in the leadership or the dominant position?
Well, I guess I haven't really. Yeah, most of the platforms are just like one person speaking to the people and then in the comments, but it's not usually a dialogue.
Okay. And are there women leading these platforms?
No, it's mostly men.
Okay. So you're telling me you've never seen Black men and Black women interacting on a platform?
Honestly, not too much unless it's like on the political side, but not necessarily on a relationship side.
Okay, on the political
No.
side. On the political side, where do you see Black women engaging Black men in a political debate where they're not meeting him as an equal?
Well, I can't. I haven't seen that. No.
See, the truth of the matter is, ma'am, you go in the Black community and Black women actually speak to Black men with a low level amount of disrespect or contempt. Even when you called in here, would you say that you were calling in good faith, or were you calling in thinking that there was a problem?
I wanted clarification, but I did definitely think that there was
so there was no good faith.
Okay.
So I just get thousands and thousands of people watching me because I'm bullshit. No good faith. No, listen to what I'm about to say to you. It doesn't matter how many hundreds of videos or thousands of hours or calls or doesn't matter any of the work. I had to prove it to you individually. Who the French toast of a Black man has time to go around to prove to each and every one of you Black women that we're worth a damn? The nerve of you, ladies.
This moment is the real center of the conversation. Up until now, she's been questioning definitions, questioning his tone, questioning whether the issue is Black men or Black women. But this is where Kevin exposes the deeper issue, the lack of good faith. He's pointing out something uncomfortable but true. Many conversations between Black men and Black women start with doubt instead of trust. She didn't call to understand, she called to challenge. And that's what turns communication into conflict. This is the point where the debate stops being about value systems or tone. It becomes about accountability and how we approach each other. Because if every man has to prove his worth before he's even heard, no relationship can grow. Not romantic, not social, not communal. This midpoint matters because it shifts the conversation from logic to dynamics, from definitions to behavior, and from theory to reality. This is where the truth becomes unavoidable.
A Black man has to go around and basically sit down and talk to each one of you. What other group? But then you want us to go build Wakanda and slay white supremacy with no with no help.
But do you think that perhaps it's the wrong approach?
Okay, then who has the right approach, ma'am? Tell me.
Well, perhaps if I believe solely, like if something's happening consistently, it might be you the problem, not the other person the problem.
I asked you a very specific question. Who has the right approach, ma'am? Tell me.
Well, I can just use myself as an example. I've been approached in different ways from different people. Some people have more of a respectful approach.
And you're asking me, do I think it's my approach? And I'm asking you, let me be more clear. What man has the right approach to Black women?
I mean,
what Black man has the right approach to Black women in your mind?
I really like Dr. Umar Johnson's approach to just the whole situation in general. I really like that.
Okay, you like Dr.
You like I do. I just feel like he's a real stand.
So hold on. Dr. Umar Johnson's approach. Be a little bit more specific, because when I see Dr. Umar Johnson speaking, I see something. I've seen him on, The Breakfast Club. I've seen some of his videos stand alone. But what are you saying? Give me some examples of videos or times you say Dr. Umar Johnson struck the right tone with Black women.
I feel that his approach to, I can speak for just myself, makes me, that to me would seem like a real man, just by, the knowledge as well
What do you
as
mean a
how
real
he
man? You mean the guy who got caught up with the conscious stripper? You mean the guy who calls you
Well,
queen
I
all
mean,
the? Hold
that's
on, ma'am. You mean no,
normal.
no, no? It's
I
not,
mean,
ma'am.
that, I mean,
No, it's
that's
really not.
life.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Stop, please. Don't overtalk me. Just because we disagree. No, it's not, ma'am. You mean the guy who hasn't built this school in countless years, who is being dogged by even followers and subscribers. So you think I should go around calling black women queen to get your money, and then to knock up a stripper or some other stuff like that? That's the standard. See, what I've realized with black women like yourself is you can get away with a lot by telling you what you want to hear.
Hmm.
But that ain't
Hmm.
me, because I
Right.
have some integrity about myself.
Hmm.
And nothing you said today disproves, nothing you said today dissuades me from the direction I'm going. I like the path I'm going on, telling
Right.
exactly what I see, the truth, and you can either decide to accept it or not. But it's not mean, it's not harsh, it's not undeserved, and it's not accurate. And it's not inaccurate. It's very accurate.
Hmm.
And the person who started this dialogue between you and I came here with good faith. You didn't.
Hmm.
That's the problem. Too much of that between black men and black women. Black men can sit down at the table with black women in good faith, but until you start
Hmm.
meeting us at the table in good faith, you ain't gonna get it. Because the guys who can get shit done, let me ask you, what has Umar Johnson gotten accomplished?
Hmm. I can't answer that because I don't know. I don't
So
know. I just, yeah.
let's go. A man who has been going around for years talking about a school that he has not even done one thing with, has not got anything accomplished, is the man you point to.
Again, why I want to just give some clarification as to, I guess, where I'm coming from. I think I'm coming from a different spot, and maybe I should have
Okay, what
been.
spot are you
I'm
coming
coming from.
from?
Well, I'm more on like a spirit. I don't. I think value. Like, to me, money. I don't want to live under a system. I know that I live under the
Knock
system
this.
of
Okay,
finances,
so
but
tell me
I don't want
tell
to.
me where.
Spirituality
Okay,
is
so
where I'm
you can have
coming
out.
from.
You know what allowed you spirituality. Okay, did you go to college?
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay, why didn't you just graduate from high school and then go uh, on a pilgrimage around the world living spiritually? Why don't you give up all your earthly beings and all your earthly belongings and go live a spiritual life out in the damn park somewhere? You don't want to be that spiritual. See, what it is, ma'am, is you're on some of this Hotep back to Africa, strong power, but you don't want to do the business. You want to be called queen, but you don't want to be subordinate to a king. And kings speak like I do. And kings have to do stuff. They can't just sit around and tell you, oh, you're beautiful. We got to fight wars. We got to administrate. We have to build roads, buildings, hospitals, schools. And we can't listen to bleeding hearts who want to have their ego stroked all the time. Sometimes a king has to chop off some heads.
Okay.
What's your role?
Educating the youth, the younger people,
No,
on their history.
no,
That's my role.
no. Your role is to support me and whatever I
Okay.
say, do.
Okay. Hmm.
Uh, is that not the queen's role? Is that not the
No,
helpmeet's
you're
role? Are you a Christian?
no.
Do you believe in any sort of religion?
I don't believe in religion.
Okay, do
I'm a
you understand
spiritual
the animal
person.
kingdom? What is the
Yes, I
female's role?
do.
What is the female's role on the planet? What's her role?
Okay.
No, it's not okay. What is it?
Well,
Educated.
she's. I okay. Mother. I would say
You can't mother
to.
without my seed.
Okay.
What I give you, you multiply. But you have no role without me. The female's role on the planet is a man. Get with it. Women cannot survive in nature without us. You don't carry the spark of life. We do. We build the world. You nest in the world. You're not my partner. You're my helpmate. You're my helpmeet. You're not my equal.
Okay.
Is that
No,
not
I agree with
accurate?
that.
I mean,
No,
so
I agree with that.
so if that's the case, that means eventually that means if something has to be done, the talking has to stop and the work has to start. There's somebody who has to say, okay, we're going that way. And I can't have you asking me, well, maybe it's your direction, maybe it's your tone. I need you to shut the French toast up and march.
Mm-hmm.
That's how every other group gets stuff done. Their women decide to shut up and follow. Why do you have the president you have in the White House? Because if there's a black man talking about coochie grabbing and everything else, no. Mm-mm. But white women said, I would rather have that man than that woman. So they said, with all the stuff behind him and bankruptcies and tax, no, we're going to just march. Every other group of women can march and follow their men. But you want black men to be like, approach it like Umar Johnson. I got no problem with Umar Johnson personally, but he's done nothing except talk real well. Talks real well. You do know his father don't even support his message, right?
Well, no, I didn't know that, but
Really?
that's neither here nor there. I mean,
Yes, it is. If the it's what? You mean what? Are you serious?
I mean,
okay, man. Maybe you should do this. Maybe after you get off here, go do a quick Google search of the man you said has the right tone. Go find out who you're really talking about. Because if you're coming at it from a spiritual standpoint, a character standpoint, a substantive standpoint, that's even more laughable than what you already said. You don't know the man. He just calls you queen. And you can and people on and now watch on YouTube, I need you to understand something. What did I tell you when women start to laugh? It's a tell.
It's a what? A tell. Okay.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Umar Johnson. I'll be damned. See, how do you compete with that? See, sisters, you want black men to build Wakanda? Then you're going to have to do your part. Follow. Not challenge, follow. Because truly high value men, I'm not going to ask you to do your part. They're going to, if you got questions, here's how truly high value men move. You start asking questions, oh, hold on, I'll be right back. They go over there and they never show up again. Next thing you know, security be asking you to leave the property. They're not going to go back and forth with you and debate. They got time. They're not going to debate with somebody who's asking questions in bad faith. Me, it's part of what I do. I'm an image consultant, though. My job is to actually fix some of this stuff.
By the end of the call, the true message is impossible to ignore. This conversation was never just about tone or value systems or definitions. It was about the deeper disconnect between black men and black women. A disconnect built on mistrust, emotional defensiveness, and an unwillingness to meet each other in good faith. She began the call, questioning whether Kevin was too harsh. But the longer they talked, the clearer it became that her issue wasn't the information. It was the discomfort of being confronted with truths she hadn't examined. She wanted a gentler approach, a softer presentation, even though her own beliefs weren't built on anything solid. And the moment she brought up Umar Johnson, the contrast became sharp. She preferred the tone, not the results. She preferred the comfort, not the accountability. Kevin's point wasn't to mock her, it was to highlight how often people choose messaging over substance, emotion over structure, and charisma over competence. And when he pressed her on it, The inconsistencies showed. She didn't know Umar's record. She couldn't list his accomplishments. She just liked how he made her feel. But life isn't built on feelings. Communities aren't strengthened by comfort, and relationships don't grow on flattery. They grow on responsibility, clarity, and willingness to follow a direction once trust is earned. This call reveals how hard it is to build anything when every attempt at leadership is met with skepticism instead of support. And that's the core of Kevin's message. Progress requires alignment. It requires cooperation, not competition. It requires people who are willing to follow those who are actually trying to build something, not the ones who simply sound good while offering nothing. Here's what it comes down to. If you want better results, you have to show up differently. Stop questioning everything from a place of doubt and start engaging from a place of openness. Stop choosing comfort over truth and stop demanding proof from people before you're even willing to listen. That's how real progress starts. Stay steady, stay thoughtful, and remember, the way you show up in conversations shapes the relationships you end up with. If this gave you something to think about, hit that like button and subscribe for more real talk. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one.